Hello everyone, this is SydDraegon here, and today, for celebrating reaching 500 subscribers on YouTube, which is an amazing accomplishment, thank you so much for everyone who got me there. I am so grateful for you. We are going to be doing a Q&A. I really wanted to do a Q&A for a really long time, but I thought to myself, just like how I thought for a contest, because I've also wanted to do a contest, that I didn't have enough subscribers and no one would participate. But I actually think that we got a pretty good turnout of questions, and I mean, we can always do it again in the future if we want to, so. Anyways, I'm going to be reading out the questions, and if you sent me a question and I didn't read it out, I am so sorry. I took some screenshots of the ones that I got in, and I put them in an album, so I think I have all of them, but if I missed you, I'm so sorry. Please comment down below, and I will correct myself in the comments. So, the first one who asked me a question was Sylvia, and she said, "Oh, girly, congrats on 500. I wish you luck getting to 1K. Thank you so much. As for my question, what inspired your OC's design, personality, etc.?" So, this is actually a very good question. Thank you so much for asking it. For the design of my OC, I was talking to Lada, who was Blue Jay before, of course, and you know, my OC's name is Blue Jay. And we both did our Blue Jay OCs for Cypress's Blue Jay contest. I think that was about a year ago now, but I'm not really sure. But you can look at that on her channel. She was just like, "Hey guys, your contest for today is to make an OC based off of a Blue Jay." So we both did that, and I got my OC and she got her OC. And for the personality of my OC, I didn't really have that for a while, but I just made a video going further into the personality of my OC and the backstories of my OCs, because I don't usually write fan fiction, so I just sort of left it aside. But for a short little description, my OC is very shy and introverted, kind of like me. So she's very quiet, and she sticks to herself usually, and she is very bookish, so she likes to read books, and she's nicer than me, obviously. She likes to help people and stuff. So yeah, that's basically it for Sylvia's question. And then the next question I got was from Rebecca Hanley 5261, and she said, "Do you prefer digital art to old-fashioned pen/paper? What are your pros/cons of each? I've noticed throughout your posts that you have a handful of hand-drawn ones here and there." This is a very good question as well, and this one is a lot, so I may have to dive into this in a different video. But basically, I do like digital art a lot better. I got my iPad and Apple Pencil and Procreate app about a year ago for Christmas, and it was the best thing I ever invested in, because I just love digital art so much. For digital art, you can obviously edit things much easier. It's not set in stone when you draw something how it is with pencil and paper. And you also have unlimited availability for colors and textures and stuff, whereas if you're drawing with pencil and paper, then first of all, you only have a selection of colors, and second of all, your colors can easily die. Before I got my iPad and Apple Pencil and Procreate, I would use markers, but my markers would die so quickly, so that was incredibly frustrating. So yeah, digital art takes longer to do because of how perfect you can make it, but it's just worth it overall. It's worth the wait. For my next question, I got Ree Likes to Animate, and she said, "Congrats, Syd. Thank you so much. My questions: what got you into drawing, and what is your drawing process?" So, for the first question, what got me into drawing, I've always been into drawing, since I was very, very little. I think I was 4 or 5, maybe, when I started drawing. And people would be like, "Oh my god, that looks so good." But, I was a 4/5-year-old, so it would literally be, a stick figure. So, not very good. But the thing is, the more you practice, the better you get. So if I was practicing at 6 or 7 years old, then by the time I was 8 or 9, then they would actually start to look decent. So that was pretty cool. And people would always just, like, encourage me and be like, oh my god, that looks so good. So I think the amount of encouragement that I got was, like, extremely impactful in my artistic journey. And also, my grandmother is really good at art. She does, like, paintings and stuff. So my other grandmother from my other side of the family was always like, you should thank your grandmother. She gave you a great gift. And I do believe that, because I think maybe, possibly, her gift was passed down to me, and that is part of what makes me so good at art, which I am extremely grateful for. Then what is my drawing process? For my digital art, I usually do my sketch, which I use, like, Peppermint. If y'all have Procreate, that's the name of the brush. I use Peppermint, and I do my sketch, and then I do a different layer, and then I do monoline, which is like a calligraphy pen. And then from here I have two separate processes, because there's one that takes me a longer amount of time, which I'm trying to get away from, because it also, I feel like, looks worse, so why spend more time and have a worse looking product? For that one, I would do the coloring in of the monoline line art with the color drop, and then I would go over that again with the monoline calligraphy pen, but, like, in a different color. So, like, my liner wouldn't be black, it would be, like, different colors. But how I'm doing it now is I'm just keeping it black and, like, filling in the white spaces, because when you use the color drop, it gets lots of white spaces, which are, like, extremely annoying if you're a perfectionist like me. So that's the way that I'm doing it nowadays. Hope that answers your question / questions. For the next one, I have Feather Draws 14. She says, when did you discover waft? Do you have any pets? What's your fave animal? Are you a potato salad? Fave ice cream flavor? Do you have any siblings? What's your fave waft tribe? Quite a few questions, lol. So, I discovered Wings of Fire, like, a while ago, probably, like, I can't do math, like 5 years ago, maybe? I don't know. It was when I was in, like, 4th or 3rd grade. And one of my friends gave me the graphic novel, and she was like, hey, read this graphic novel, because she was really into, like, comics and stuff, and I was like, I don't read comics, yo. But I read it anyway, just for, like, the sake of it, because it looked interesting to me, and I was like, oh, wow, this is actually really cool. So then I read all of those comics, and then I read the actual, like, main series of, like, written out books with, like, words and stuff. So that was how I discovered it. Do I have any pets? Yes, I do have pets. I have 4 pets, actually. I have 2 dogs, which are both female golden doodles. One is named Maggie, she's the older one, and then one is named Maisie, she's the younger one. What's your favorite animal? I just forgot about my other 2 pets. My other 2 pets are 2 betta fish. I have a half-moon betta fish named Saturn, and then I have another half-moon betta fish named Neptune. I like to name my fish after the planets. Yeah, so favorite animal. My favorite animal is a shark. Specifically out of, like, the branch of sharks, I would prefer the tiger shark the most. They are just very cute and adorable, and I would like to hug them if I ever see them in the water. But that would not be a good idea, because then they would give me a friendly bite to say hi. And that would not be very cool, because I am not a good thing to eat. Am I a potato salad? I'm not sure how to answer this question, because I looked it up online and I couldn't really find anything helpful. I know this sort of thing like, I am a potato, so I guess it could be a potato, but I don't know about potato salad. So I'm going to leave that question unanswered. Fave ice cream flavor? I like chocolate mousse tracks, which is just like a chocolate base and then like fudge and then like buttercups of peanut butter. That's really yummy. Fun fact about ice cream also, I do not like to eat ice cream frozen, which is like the whole point of ice cream, because it gives you brain freeze. So like, why would you voluntarily want to eat frozen ice cream? So whenever I have ice cream, I always like let it melt first. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I do. I have one sibling. He is a younger brother. So I am the older sister of my family. What is your favorite Wings of Fire tribe? That is the last question. And I think that would be Ice Wings. I liked sea wings the most for a long time because I just really liked the ocean and the water, and I thought they were really cool. But I also think ice wings are just like one of the most interesting when it comes to like the culture dynamic. They definitely have the most development when it comes to like the social classes and stuff and like how they handle the different social classes. And they most definitely have like the strictest set of rules in place. And I just think that their culture is like very interesting. Now, I do not think I could be an ice wing because I cannot stand the cold, but I really do like how their culture is set up. So, my next question is from the other Dewdrop's other account. She says, I have 3 questions. Do you like Zellink? Do you like Winter Watcher? Do you like Moonblee? Ships are very important. And for the first question, do you like Zellink? I did not know that you were a Zelda fan. Congratulations. I think there's only 3 of us. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Leave a comment. Say, hey, I'm a Zelda fan too. But I think it's just me, Ree, and you. But yes, I am indeed a Zelda fan. I have played like 15 minutes worth of Twilight Princess, like a tiny bit of Link's Awakening. I got like 3 of the instruments. And then I played all the way through A Link to the Past, Breath of the Wild, and Tears of the Kingdom. So I am the most familiar with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And for do you like Zellink? I like the concept of it. Like, I like looking around in the fandom and finding little Zellink comments. They're so, like, wholesome. But I think in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, because their relationships are different in every single game, I think Zelda likes Link, but I don't think Link likes Zelda. But also, there's no way of knowing because Link doesn't talk. So, like, question mark? But if it comes to Zellink or Linkfa, Link X Mifa, I don't know how you would say that. I would definitely choose Zellink over Linkfa, because I do not like Mifa. Don't tell Mifa fans I said that. I do not like her. Winter Watcher. I like Winter Watcher more than Moonblee. Even though Moonblee is the canon one, we all know that. Clover, Winter Watcher is not canon. Stop acting like that. I think Moon is better for Winter, but Keebly is better for Moon. So I do like it more as a triangle, so that, like, everyone gets the best of both worlds. Yeah. Because Winter is at this point where, like, he is so depressed without Moon. It's just, like, so sad seeing him like that. But then he's also, like, toxic towards Moon. So, that's not okay. Now, moving on to the next question. We have Lilo Landon, and she says, what's your favorite season? Where would you love to go? Least favorite and favorite subject? Favorite food? Do you like spooky things? There's some. Congrats, girl. Thank you so much. My favorite season is probably summer. As I said earlier from the I do not like cold, you can probably assume that winter is my least favorite season. I do not like winter. Summer is just epic because you have the most free time, you have your summer break, you can do whatever you want, you can go to the beach, which is a really cool place, and it's also warm. It's like above 60 degrees for once in our lives. Where would you love to go? This is an interesting question. I am going to Italy later this summer in like June, but where I'd like to go most, if I could go, like, anywhere in the whole entire world, would be Paris. I am, like, obsessed with the idea of Paris. I don't know why. It's just, like, there's so many cool things to do there, and then I also like, the Parisian culture. But I also like the idea of Rome and, like, Roman culture. I study Latin. Least favorite and favorite subject. Least favorite, math. Comment down below if you are good at math. But I'm pretty sure it's like a 99% fact that artists and math just do not go together. Because, like, the way that artists think in order to be creative enough to create art, that's like a right-brained way of thinking. And then math is like a left-brained way of thinking. So, like, they just don't go together. And then my favorite subject, at first it was like a tie because I really liked all the subjects except for math, but nowadays it's gotten more towards English because I just love writing, so yeah. Despite the fact that I am an artist, I don't really like art class because you have to do what the teacher tells you to do. You can't just, like, do your own art. So, yeah, that's kind of dumb. Favorite food is lasagna. I am a Garfield. I love lasagna. It is, like, the best ever. But Italian is also my favorite kind of cuisine, which is why it's also going to be cool that I go to Italy later this summer. So, I like all things Italian. I like lasagna. I like spaghetti, I like chicken parmesan, I like pizza, all of that great stuff. Do you like spooky things? I don't know what you mean by this. If you're asking, like, horror movies, I don't typically watch horror movies because, like, I don't know. I don't want to be scarred for life, okay? But, yeah. I'll just say I don't like spooky things. And now, moving on to the next question, it was this girl that I know personally in my real life, and she cannot comment on YouTube, so she just texted me, which was completely okay, because I am open to all questions and all of their ways of getting here. She said, what was your favorite theater production that you were in? And that is an amazing question, because I have been in, like, 15 or so theater productions in my, like, 8-year career of theater. But that would undeniably have to be Seussical the Musical, the second time I did it. That's right. I did Seussical twice. The first time I did it was, like, when I was really, really little in, like, 1st grade. It was, like, such a long time ago. And since it was the first one that I did and I was so little, I was a Who, which is, like, a background character, obviously. But then the second time that I did it, which was actually earlier this year in the winter, in, like, December, I was the Cat in the Hat. So I just thought it was really cool to show, like, how you can transform from, like, F tier to S tier, as long as you just, like, stay dedicated to what you're doing and, like, continue doing that. So, like, because of my persistence, I was able to, like, climb the ladder all the way to the top. And it was also cool because I had, like, speaking solos and singing solos in the past. I had, like, songs that I sang for, like, 3 minutes, which is really cool. But this was the first time I had, like, the main character role, which was, like, super amazing for me. It was, like, a lifetime experience, guys. The next question was from Just Some Random, and they said, congrats, I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much. And their question was, how do you deal with art block? This is actually, like, a very interesting question because I don't think I've ever experienced art block before. Like, I'm pretty sure if I were to look this up online, it would be like, art block is when you cannot think of things to draw. Or art block is when you do not have the motivation to draw. But I always, A, have the motivation, and B, have something in mind. Like, there's so many ideas floating around in my mind, I just don't have the time to do any of them. And I really want to, because drawing is, like, my favorite thing in the world, besides theater and writing. So, yeah, I don't think I ever get art block, but I can't talk about writer's block, because I do get that. I have ideas, and I have motivation also, but writing is just so much easier to get, like, stuck. But when I have writer's block, I have to think to myself, like, what is the reason that I want to write this story? Like, what is it gonna do when I get it out into the world? How are people gonna think of it, and how are their lives gonna be changed because of the story that is being told? So, if you think about your art like that, like, most of the time if you draw something, you're trying to convey a message through it. So, you can think to yourself, like, what do I want my people to think of when they see this, and why is that important for me to get out there? So then that motivation to get that message out there in the form of your artwork will be what pulls you forward. And then Lila Landon asked some more questions. She said, what's a genre or author you would like to try? What are your favorite songs? What genre and music do you like? And what's your dream vacation? So, for an author I'd like to try, because I don't really know about genre, J.K. Rowling. Fun fact, I have not read Harry Potter, because my little brother got the first and second Harry Potter book from the library, and he was like, oh my god, I'm gonna read these before you, and I was like, no, I'm not. But then my mom stopped me from reading them before him. Yay. But I have this, like, intense fear of, like, long books. So even though the first and second one are, like, relatively short, they're, like, 300 pages. Some of them, like, The Deathly Hallows is so long. Like, I would cry. The longest book I've ever read, I think, was Dragon Slayer, which was obviously Wings of Fire, so I, like, knew it was gonna be good. And, like, I know Harry Potter is gonna be good because, like, duh, it's Harry Potter, but, like, so long. Oh, my lord. So, yeah, there's that. And then, what are your favorite songs? I don't listen to music a lot. I know that's, like, incredibly weird, but yeah, usually I listen to, like, a podcast of, like, writing advice when I'm doing stuff. So I'm, like, listening to other people talking as opposed to, like, words being said to the beat of music. But if I had to say, I'll just go with my favorite songwriter peoples. So I like Imagine Dragons and Fall Out Boy. So I can name off some of their songs. I like Immortals, Centuries, Phoenix, Light 'Em Up from Fall Out Boy. And then from Imagine Dragons, I like Believer, Radioactive, On Top of the World, Demons, Enemy, all of that stuff. And then a genre of music that I like, just whatever genre those songs are. I don't know. They all give me vibes that are, like, hyping me up, like, getting me ready for, like, a battle or something if I was, like, a fantasy character. So I like that, like, upbeat, battle-ready type of music, you know? I don't know what genre that would be. And then what's my dream vacation? This was kind of like, where would you like to go? My dream vacation would probably be to go to Paris. But my trip to Italy this summer will also be a pretty dream vacation because that will be absolutely radical. And I think that was the last question. So this is like 20 minutes long. Oh my god. I did not realize I was talking for so long. It did not feel like that long. I'm so sorry, guys. If you stuck all the way until the end, congratulations, because I bet this was the most waste of time you've ever experienced, just listening to me talk. But thank you so much for doing that, because, like, it means a lot to me. Every time you watch my videos, it helps support my channel, and the more that you watch them, like, the longer you last, the longer you survive, the higher it boosts my rating in the algorithm. So thank you so much for that. I love you guys so much. I will post some more videos soon, and I will see you then. Goodbye!